Bambili na free education, Bambili. No free education.
No election.
No free education.
No election.
No free education.
No election.
Amanda, comrades. We stand before the whole of South Africa today to simply say one thing. The students have been calling for free education since it was promised to us 20 years ago. We're not asking for the impossible, but we're asking for what we've been promised. And today we stand, and we stood in 2015, and will continue on in 2016 to demand free quality education. We don't want it in 3 years' time. We don't want the government to sit in commissions that they've been sitting in for the past 21 years, but we're saying we want this free education now. As Wits University and the University of Johannesburg, we have banded together with other fees must fall movements all around the country. We're going to speak in one voice because this does not only affect a specific class of people, but it affects everyone in this country. All students from high school all the way up to tertiary education, all the way into corporate and industry. And we stand here as students today to say that we are going to fight for free education come hell, high waters, or Jesus himself. Free education will come in 2016. Amanda! Amanda! I'm going to hand over to you, Jay, so that they can begin the session for us as we are on their territory. Although this is also home, it is only respectful for us to hand over to them to begin this procession. Amanda!
Thank you. Amanda! Amanda! Comrade, as Comrade Catherine has nicely articulated our position, we want to tell the African National Congress that they promised us free education. They are the ones who promised us free education. Therefore, we are asking them to implement their position, their own policies, by the way. Therefore, we also have our own challenges, our own campus challenges at UJ. We're also saying that this thing of saying there are no Hawkins is actually compromising our own students. This university belongs to the greater public. People have a right to come here and inquire about what is happening. We are saying that the whole of South Africa, they must come. If you have applied to University of Johannesburg, you must, if you have applied to VET, you must come only with your documents to register. Because we are saying we do not have money to pay registration fee. We are saying that we want to study. The only thing you are required to bring is only your documents. We are saying that the police brutality that we've been seeing must come to an end. We are saying that the meeting that Zimande has called tomorrow is nonsensical, to say but the least, because students on the ground are crying for free education. We are saying that we want to meet student leaders. Are you assuming that those student leaders have money? Because the solution here is money. So if you are saying that you want to meet student leaders because you want solution, what solution do you want? Why you are not going to those who deployed you in Thule House and seek solution? Because the solution to this problem is money. The students that Zimande will be meeting tomorrow don't have money themselves. So how are they going to pay for free education? So this meeting is actually an insult to all of us. At the end of the day, we know that SRCs are part of the system. They are reformist in position. They are for the status quo. The status quo is beneficial to them. They are being hired cars, some of them, to spy on us. Therefore, we are saying the meeting that they will have tomorrow, it is actually the waste of state money. If we know the void of that meeting will come and disrupt it, because it is useless. It is an insult to our people.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Because we are not here standing as faces of the Fees Must Fall movement. Every single student that you see at every single campus around the country is a representative of the Fees Must Fall movement. And as we stand here, we've been mandated by those students to make sure that the public understands exactly what this movement is about, exactly what this movement is meant to do, and the outcome that this movement is advocating for. And as we've been lobbied and as we've been instructed by our students, it goes as follows. We have embarked on the Fees Must Fall campaign to ensure that the gates of the university are open to all black people. This movement is geared towards the attainment of free education and the immediate implementation of free education in South Africa. Education in this country is reflective of our social economic conditions that perpetuate black poverty and exclusion. Black students across universities in South Africa are perpetually financially excluded and locked into debt. For this reason, we are calling for the end of commodifying education. We want the doors of higher learning to be open to every student in South Africa. Access to education must not be based on one's ability to pay. It must be open it must be open to all. We do not want payment plans. We do not want student loans. We want free education for all. We are fighting for the demodification of education. We are committed to the project, and we are not alone. Students from all over South Africa and the country and internationally are calling for free education now. We are saying, asina mali, asina randi, asina dollar, asina pound, asina naira, asina mali. We don't have the money to fund our education. It is the responsibility thereof of the state that has promised us this free education for the past 21 years now to deliver on that promise. We do not accept the fact that parents, as in the sense of the state, will come and promise us things and never deliver. We are going to hold our government accountable, we are going to hold corporate accountable, and we will attain free education in 2016. Amandla, comrades. It must also be recognized that this year being the 40th anniversary of the 1976 student uprising, where young black students challenged and showed black martyrs, right? Were provocated into action when they were calling for their own segregation with regards to learning in Afrikaans. What we are saying now is that the current status quo shows us that black students still have an opportunity to learn and to acquire free education, and that's all we're asking for. We're not asking for money, we're asking to learn. Never ever have you seen in this country outside of 1976 will you ever find students crying, begging, being beaten, being tear gassed, being thrown into jail for the purposes of learning. We're not asking to be built, we're not asking for houses, we're not asking for loans, we're not asking for money. We're asking for an education, because it is only through an education that we will be able to establish ourselves, so that we will be able to move out of our socio-economic conditions and the poverty that we're perpetuated in. Black lives matter in 2016. Black lives will continue to matter on in 2017 and 18. And we're saying those black lives deserve free quality education, and we deserve it now. Amandla. I'm going to hand over to Ntokozo. She's going to give you a list of the demands that we had, because what has happened in the past couple of days is that university vice-chancellors such as Adam Habib have gone onto the media to speak about how we are being selfish and inconsiderate, and we don't know what we want. We don't have a list of demands. We haven't tabled our list of demands. This is not true, and today we want the public to know what these demands are, and we pray that people will be able to support us, because this is not for the short haul, but it's for the long haul. Douglas?
Amandla. Amandla. No free education.
No elections.
No free education.
No elections.
Firstly, I would like to clarify certain things. The University of Witwatersrand has gone to the media and has said that we do not have demands. That position is not true. What is true, in fact, is that we did contact management and we did ask them to come and get our demands that we drafted a long time ago. And because from last year, we knew exactly what we wanted. And up until this far, they have refused to see us, and they have treated us like terrorists. They've imprisoned us in our own university, and we are saying that this must come to a stop. A lot of people might be wondering why we are meeting at a park, and I also need to highlight the brutality and the violence that we are facing in our institutions. Our institutions are no longer safe. We were imprisoned, we were beaten up, both here and UJ. And we are saying that this must come to an end, and we're calling on the government, we're calling on Blade. Wherever he's sitting, he needs to sit down with the vice-chancellors and tell them that it is absolutely unacceptable to bring private security on campus. The violation that we faced yesterday was absolutely unacceptable. Students were were sexually harassed. There were students that were mugged. So what we don't understand is, how could you bring people on campus that are thugs? These are not bouncers. We are respecting them when you call them bouncers. They are thugs. They are thugs, and we do not want them on campus. And the call is, as from tomorrow, for our safety, we need these people off our campus. And we will continue with the fight. We will not be dismayed. We will continue being relentless because the cause is genuine. A lot of the media, the universities have tried to paint us as this terrorist group and have tried to discredit our cause. And we are saying that now we are here to speak for ourselves and say that, well, let us teach the public why there is a need for this. Well, from the get-go, there was always a historic need for the black child to be educated, because the black child was always excluded from the education system. And even with the promise of democracy, the black child was still not accepted in university due to finances. We are sick and tired of seeing our students sleeping in libraries. We are sick and tired of fighting for food in dining halls. We are sick and tired of going hungry. Do you know how hard it is to actually sit on an empty stomach and try to study? We are sick and tired of that. And we're saying that if at least free education can be covered, the rest will be an easier burden for us. We want textbooks in our universities. We want things to change. And we are here speaking for the decolonization of our institution. We will no longer be subjects of a system that was not made for us. The system violates us. We are stifled. We can no longer breathe. We can no longer take it anymore. And right now we are saying that if it means that we tear down the system wall by wall, brick by brick, so be it. We will fight up until the black cause in our institution is promoted, because free education does not only entail freedom in terms of money, but then we want freedom in terms of, we want a space where we can think freely as black people. We want black thought to be promoted. We don't want a syllabus that will continue to decolonize our minds. The main reason that people don't think that this cause is genuine is because people have somehow made it. It's because people have somehow made it seem as if normal activity of the university is the right thing. Normal activity of the university is not right when there's a student who is hungry. Normal activity of the university is not right when there are students that cannot register simply because they do not have money. So we are standing for those students, and even us who have privilege, we relinquish that privilege, and we are saying that we will not register, and we will make sure that the cause of free education is fought till the end. And the demands of the students go as follows. We demand free education now. No registration fee whatsoever. Historic debt repayment for students who are graduating this year to be scrapped in total and to be allowed to access their academic records. Food from, okay, we will skip that, but like, suspensions and disciplinary action due to the protests need to be lifted. We cannot be treated like criminals for exercising our right. This is a right that we have. Habib and Rensburg, wherever you are, you need to know that you cannot limit our freedom of movement. You cannot continue to infringe our bodily integrity. You cannot continue to infringe on the right for us to gather and assemble and protest freely. We don't want any police on our campuses. If they need to be there, they must be outside. They must be far away from us. We don't want private security on our campuses. And we want African students who are regarded now as international students to be regarded as the fellow Africans that they are. Azania is a land that stretches over and beyond the borders of South Africa. International students within the borders of South Africa must be given the same concessions and the same access of education that we demand. And there must be removal of any upfront payment, even on accommodation, so that we do not continue living like hobos. We are also, like, it's also worth noting that our comrades in other in the Pretoria region are also in a protest, and theirs is still highlighting the battle that we've already won, which is insourcing. Insourcing and free education go hand in hand. We cannot separate the two, because privatization of education and insourcing came with neoliberalism, and the aim of it was to commodify education in order to make sure that as many black people and as many vulnerable people, even class, we need to talk about class, even as many vulnerable people as possible are excluded from the system of education. So we cannot speak about free education without speaking about workers of the institution being insourced, and thus ending the victimization of those workers. I think I'm going to hand over to Londega to continue with the demands.
Amandla! Izwe lethu ma-Afrika. You know, I feel like my comrades have covered most of the points that we want, but I must continue to highlight that we want free education now. I must continue to highlight that nobody will be paying registration fees. Registration fees are an exclusionary measure that are used to exclude the black child. I mean, fees must fall. We're not just the movement to fight the fees. We must also fight the classism and the elitism that we see in our universities. Like in UJ in Monday, you would have seen all the students who have cars. They will get in the campus freely, but if you don't have a car, you can't get in. The bouncers will hit you. The police will restrain you. They will not let you inside the university. You know, we must continue fighting against police. Our own people that are supposed to protect us, we're going to fight them, because these people, they're always here making sure that we're not fighting for ourselves. But these rapists outside, as you can see, there's corrective rape going on, but these rapists are not being caught. The police are here fighting students who are fighting for their right to education that they've been promised by the eNCA 20 years ago. 20 years has gone on, but we still have nothing. Students are still sleeping outside. In UJ, you can see they're outside. They are standing. They can't get in because they don't have money to register. In the morning, we saw that one of our students was arrested. He was beaten up, but now he's released. He's bruised. This person is bruised. He was arrested for nothing, for just walking, for being a student, for being a black child walking in this university, doesn't have a car. That is why he's being beaten up. So I'm saying, Ma-Africa, let's continue fighting this thing of fees. Fees must fall, and it will fall. They will fall. We will make sure that they fall. We're not stopping. No free education, no elections. No elections, nothing. We're not stopping. Isolate.
It is important to note that fees must fall is not just a movement, right? It's not about us disrupting classes and us stopping registration, but this is our generational obligation, right? As a generation of born frees and of 1990 and a new democracy, it is our obligation to make sure that we are free indeed. We said that we are free and we're in a democratic state. Freedom means free education. Freedom means freedom of movement as black children in this country. Freedom means the freedom to access the gates and to go through the gates of higher learning. That's what freedom means to us. Freedom means more than just a constitutional bill. Freedom means more than just legislature and arguments that are made in parliament. We have to be able to practice freedom. We can't keep saying we're living in a free democratic state when students are being beaten up at 5 o'clock in the morning unknowingly in places like Solomon House. Shame on you, Adam Habib. Shame on you, Vice Chancellor, for sending bouncers to beat up students in the morning and lying to the media saying that you evicted students the night before when you hadn't done so. Shame on you, Adam Habib, for hiring over 200 bodyguards to walk around campus policing us. Right? Shame on you for doing that, because the money that you're going to pay these bouncers could be used to alleviate the purse of the poor that you seem to advocate for. You call yourself a man that is highly learned, you call yourself a political analyst, and you say that you are for the students and for the movement, and you support us in every way. Where is your support when we need it now? There are 1,500 students at Wits University that have been excluded from NAFSIS. Where is your support then? Why can't you take the money of these private security guards and give it over and pay for their fees? We don't see the support that you're talking about. Rather, we're seeing you perpetuate this capitalist white monopoly capital system that we are under now. And we're saying enough is enough. We are tired. We're not going to take this anymore. We're going to move past you. We understand and we know clearly who the enemy is. The enemy is not only the vice chancellors of our institutions, who are the gatekeepers of this perpetuation, but we know that the enemy is the state itself, and we are coming for the state. Blade in Monday. You are more than welcome to meet with the SRC and PYA tomorrow. But you will not resolve a single thing, because the people you are meant to be speaking to are the people in the finance ministry. So you can see how to fund free education. If you want to speak to people, come to our universities. Come and speak to us as students. The SRC is not a legitimate body that we recognize as fees must fall. We have continued to say this. We will continue to say this. Meet with them. Feel very free. Do what you can with them. But we promise you we will not stop until our demands have been met. We will not have local elections in this province, in any other province around the country, because we stand in solidarity together with UCT, UWC, UP, TUT, and all other institutions of higher learning. We are standing together and we're saying to you, comrades out there, Amandla, we see what is happening at your institutions. UP, we see you, comrades. We're not going to give up the fight of outsourcing. We support you and we will support you where we can. UWC, we see you. We're supporting you as we're standing here at Wits University. Asizophela Amandla. Amandla, comrades. Amandla, comrades. Free education now. Free education now. No free education?
No election.
No free education?
No election.
We hope we're very clear, Blade and Zimande. We're very clear on this matter. We're not going to turn back. It is very upsetting to see how you can call for the falling of students last year and to make a mockery of this movement when we have serious concerns, right, that you do not address. At any point in time, you have never addressed us as students directly, but you choose to have private meetings with stakeholders that are not involved in this protest action. We're not just doing this for us now who are in university. We're not just doing this for the first years that are coming in this year, but we're doing this for the grade 1 that started school today. We're doing this for the grade 5 that's going to want to become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever else they want to become in this country. We're doing this more especially for the black child. We said that Black Lives Matter in this country, and we will show the state that they will take us seriously by force. If need be, if we have to go into a situation where we have an anarchic state because of students, we are resurrecting the spirit of 1976. That is not a crime. The spirit of 1976, the spirit of Biko, the spirit of Robert Sobukwe will lead us in the struggle of ours. Asizujika, we're not going to turn back. Bazali, we call on all parents as well to please engage with us. We're not trying to be anarchic. We're not trying to be self-centered and inconsiderate. But what we're saying is we understand. So you pay the 9,000 or whatever the registration fee is now, but by doing that, you are locking yourself into debt. You are paying to get into debt. That's what we're saying, because you will not be able to afford, many of you will not be able to afford the fees at these higher institutions of learning. And we're saying to you now that if you join us, right, if you support us in any way that you can, you don't have to protest with us. We will do it ourselves. But we're saying we need you as well to put pressure on government, to put pressure on corporate, to say that what we are asking for is not the impossible. We saw last year, right, when everyone said, when we're asking for the 0% increment, we were asking for the impossible, we showed the country that the impossible is possible. Even in 2016, the impossible is possible. Amandla! Amandla!
No free education.
No election.
No free education.
No election.
Thank you, comrade. It is very important also to note that the people we find ourselves fighting with, Blade Zimande, Adam Abib, Aaron Ransberg, were once called activists in this country. It is surprising. It was hypocrisy. We were saying that at least they must remember where do they come from. It is disturbing for Ransberg to send bouncers to harass students when he claimed that he was arrested when he was 16 years old. It is confusing why Blade Zimande fought against the so-called class project of 1996 is failing dismally to give us free education. It is confusing why the man called Adam Habib, who is acclaimed to be a political analyst in a post-1994 era, why is he now doing the same thing that he once countered the ANC when the ANC was killing people in Marikana? He came and commented as a political analyst.
Sure.
He is now used by the very same capitalist that he was accusing. We are saying it is hypocritic for them. Also, to the police, we want to appeal to the police. We want to remind them that they are our parents.
Yes, sir.
We want to remind the police that they themselves cannot afford fees for their children. It is better for those who are poorer than the police. For the police, teachers and nurses is worse, because those are so-called gap students. You'll find that the fees for your child cost 160,000 a year. The police who are paid 120,000. They cannot afford. We are saying we wish them to join this struggle. Is that struggle as well? They must not be used by the same class that you are fighting with them. Because when they remove that uniform, they go back home. They remember that they cannot eat meat. They must eat cabbage themselves because they cannot afford fees for their children. We must remind the police that they cannot take their wives to Spain because they cannot afford fees for their children. How do they feel when they beat their own kids who are fighting for them? We are saying to Pop Group President, please release our soldiers. We are saying to former freedom fighters or after MKVA to come and join this struggle. By the way, we remember that they were manipulated in 1994. People were bought. They had to abandon the struggle that they were prepared to fight. When we fight free education, we will need to build more universities. It will force others to give us back our land. We are saying that it is stupid for those to say that you must go register online when in rural areas we do not have electricity. In order for you to connect your computer to internet, you need electricity. When you're in rural areas, you will not have electricity. What does that mean? It means that the black child cannot register because it's the black child that you'll find in rural areas. People of 17 will register. And when they're done registering, when our people are coming, they are told that there's no space available. What is that? It tells us that in 1994, we inherited the apartheid economic infrastructure. Until the ANC is honest to itself, until the ANC is honest to itself, we'll never find solutions to the problems of this country. The problem we even have something called insourcing is because though the monopoly capital wanted to monopolize and they wanted to open space for them. So they decided to use public money and take it to private pockets. We are not buying those stories. We are saying enough is enough. We are calling to police to join us. We are saying that teachers must release school kids to join us because they'll be fighting their battles. We are saying that even primary schools can join us in this battle. We are saying that even the people who are in the street who are called hobos today, they did not choose some of them. Some of them did not have money to study. They ended up in the street. They must come and join us. This is their struggle. People in the hostels, there are some people in the hostels who come from rural areas. The same hostels that were used by apartheid state as reserves for labor is still used by the same ANC that was fighting apartheid as the reserve for capital. We are saying that we are tired of this ANC, of which is not an original ANC. It's the bouncers of the system. They are protecting their former oppressors. When we fight them, they are the first one to fight us. They must remember we are their children. They will kill us, but history will remember them. We are saying now or never, free education or death. People must, everyone, it's not about students. We are saying nobody must register this year until free education is declared. We will register all when we are registering for free. And we want to alert those who are continue registering that if they continue registering these people of 17, we'll see where are they going to attend because we are resolute. We are choosing campuses. Those those who are saying there's a third force, we are saying to them, we don't know whether there's a third force or not. What we know is that there are legitimate problems that must be addressed. When you can address these problems, the third force will disappear if there's any third force. But the third force that they are aware of is problems that you are facing. And if the third force wants to join us, the third force is welcome to join us. Everyone who wants to join this struggle, even if Sparrow wants to join us, Sparrow must come and join us. We are saying that the Sparrow calls us monkeys. The ANC is treating us like monkeys. We are tired. Thank you, comrade.
We would like to make a call to everyone in our communities, especially matriculants. We're still continuing with the hashtag Asina Mali, and the call that we are making, if you're a matriculant, you know that you hold a matric certificate that says that you qualify for a bachelor's degree, we need you from tomorrow. Flood any university in the country. You are welcome. The doors are open. This is the access that we're fighting for. The doors are open. Go to any university. If you need transport, call us. Tell us on Twitter that you need to come. You've organized in the community. Just tell us, and we will organize. Come to any university and say you are here to register for free. And that is the call that we're making. We're also making the call to the parents. Parents have been complaining that they feel like we're being selfish, and we would like to say, not so, parents, not so. We are not selfish, but what we are doing is, it's our duty, it's a political duty, and it will be a crime for us to step down now when our futures and the futures of our children and our children's children is at stake. Where there's a dawn of revolution and a wave of change, we all need to hop on that wave. If we do not do that, then that is a great criminal offense, and that is the offense that must be punished, not us who are standing here fighting for what is good. Thank you.
At this point in time, we'll just allow 2 questions from the floor. I've noted 1 hand. Is there another? I've noted 2 hands. Yes, ma'am.
Please, can we have your names?
Our names. My name is Busisiwe Catherine Siabe. I'm a final year student at Wits University.
My name is Lindoguhle Xolo.
Will you spell them for us? Sorry for that.
We'll do that after.
I'm Lindoguhle Xolo. I'm studying politics at University of Johannesburg.
I'm Mazbandra Petani. I'm studying metallurgical engineering at Wits University, but in a parallel university, I'm doing my PhD in politics.
I'm Dogozo Moloi. I am a postgrad LLB student at Wits University.
I'm Londara Kumete. I am an LLB for final year student in University of Johannesburg.
The second question, yes, ma'am.
So, in everything that you've been saying, especially what Mr. Kulu was saying, there is, and what you were also saying, and there is a very strong take on the part of the ANC and in terms of the state, and also not recognizing the SRCs as legitimate structures. Could you please elaborate on how Peace Must Fall is going on, or it's collaborating with SRC, or are you a separate entity altogether because of the alliances that SRCs are historically formed with?
So, to respond to your question, I think your question is very divisive, right? In the sense that you're trying to now make it seem as if it's the SRC against Fees Must Fall, and that's not the message we've come here to put across. At the end of the day, the SRC represents students at Wits University, for an example. We represent students as well at Wits University. In fact, we are those students being represented. So, when the need comes and when the time comes for us to work with the SRC, we will, right? When the need comes and when the time comes for the SRC to work in isolation, we cannot say no. But at the moment, we cannot comment on the relationship of Fees Must Fall with the SRC, because that's just going to create divisions within the movement that we've established. Like I mentioned, before these people are SRC members even, they are students, right? And they are more than welcome to participate in the movement as students outside of their political affiliations. As you can see, apart from the gentleman on my left, there are no political representations within the Fees Must Fall movement. There's no EFF member that's going to rise and try and become a political head and get political waves in the country. There's no SASCO or PYA or DA or even any other political entity, even BLF, whatever, Black First, Land First, even those ones. No one is going to emerge as a political leader in this movement. This is for students and by students, and we welcome. If the SRC wants to come and join us, and many of them are joining us, but they are joining us as students, we must make that very clear.
Yes, well, if we say even police who have been beating us are welcome to join us, what about students? Because SRC's members are students. They can join. It's just that in the meantime, they are used against us. As far as the ANC is even used against its own people. So the problem here is system. The system is inherently corrupt. These people who are talking about, they are in a stage where they are not willing to betray their own privileges. If I can explain to you what it means to be an SRC, it means even if you never had a car, you are hired a car to move around with. Some people are not willing to betray that. So now that's a problem. It's material conditions more than anything. But those are people who are students. Some members who were SRC members last year, they did not join Fees Must Fall. This year, because they are no longer SRC members, they are in Fees Must Fall. So we are saying that it does not necessarily mean that you must be able to betray your own privileges if we want this struggle to continue. The only problem, the only difficulties that we're experiencing with SRCs is that they are in their own comfort zones. At the moment, the body that is appointed as representatives of students, the so-called SEC in UJ, is inside, but people are outside. It means that they're within the system. So we are saying that as far as they recognize the system is wrong, but they are not willing to betray the leaky that comes to them.
You've been saying that with no free education there will be no elections. What exactly do you mean like that? Are there plans to disrupt? Are there plans to protest? What are the plans?
I will answer and close the session because the media can be very dangerous, comrades. We must be very clear on those things. And I thought you encouraged to ask that question actually. What we mean by no free education, no elections, the public will just have to wait and see at this point in time. So we're taking this movement one day at a time, and every day you will find out what these students are willing to do and what we're willing and capable of doing as a movement, as institutions, and as individuals ourselves, who are putting down our privilege, those who have privilege, and who are putting their lives on the line, who are putting their academic careers on the line to fight for free education. So with that being said, when it comes to the future plans of this movement, we'll just have to wait and see. You'll just have to wait and see. But we are asking that all students who have been rejected by NAFSIS to come and join us. We will make sure that to some degree you get the higher learning education that you deserve, that you've worked hard for the past 12 years in school trying to acquire, sleeping at night, studying under candlelight with no electricity. Those people who are heading child-headed households who have been able to acquire matric certificates. We're saying to you, if the institution of higher learning are refusing you, we are here, we will fight for you, and we will stand for you. Come Jesus, come high waters, come hell itself. We are going to move forward. Humbly we go, we're not going back. Amanda! Amanda! Thank you very much.
I have 2 gunshot patients. The first patient has been shot in the face. This has resulted in substantial injuries that were...
Control, send message over. Just confirm the patient is going to government facility.